I thought it would be fun today to update you guys on some of the projects that are going on around Richmond and the greater Richmond area. Some of these projects you've maybe never heard of, and some have taken a long time to get off the ground but are finally getting rolling. But before we get too deep into some of these developments, I'm going to answer 4 questions about each of these developments. First off, what is it? Where is it? When is it happening? And how is it going to change our lives here in Richmond? So let's dive in. The first thing we're going to talk about today is the lake. This project's been kind of a slow burn. I believe it was first introduced right before COVID, but it's finally moving forward. The development's located here in Chesterfield County, really close to the River City Sports Complex, if you're familiar with the area. It's about 25 minutes outside of downtown Richmond, and this massive development is not only going to be the world's largest surf park, yes, you heard me correctly, a surf park in Richmond, a giant one at that, but it's going to offer so much more. This 105-acre mixed-use development will be an entertainment tourism hub, featuring not just the surf park, but restaurants, retail, and even residential units. When completed, it'll be a 6-acre surf pool designed to generate waves for surfers of all skill levels. And if surfing isn't your thing, it sounds like there's going to be plenty of other water-based activities like wakeboarding, paddleboarding, and even an inflatable obstacle course. So what I've heard is that the surf park is going to be built over the next 5 to 10 years, but I've heard by summer 2025, we can expect the lake part to be finished, which is going to be the obstacle course, wakeboarding, paddleboarding, and all that kind of stuff. It sounds like there'll also be 20,000 square feet of retail space. The first phase of commercial development's already underway with businesses like Chipotle and a drive-through Starbucks opening soon. And then for those of you looking to make Chesterfield your home, the development will include around 1,200 residential units ranging from apartments to townhomes. The long-term vision for the lake, though, goes beyond just the surf park. I've heard things about an amphitheater, hotels, breweries. There's going to be much, much more to come, so I'm really excited about this development. The developer Flatwater Ventures is looking to create a community that would appeal to both tourists and locals. So I've heard about wakeboarding competitions coming there, surf competitions. They're looking to invest $300 million into this development, so I think there's going to be something for everyone. So whether you're into surfing, dining, or just looking for a cool new spot to hang out, I think this is going to be a big win for Richmond. I, in particular, am very excited about the surf park. I check the surf report every morning, so this is a big win for me. But before we get into the next story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. It definitely helps out. That way we can keep bringing you more Richmond development news every single week. All right, so next story, we're going to talk about the Richmond Flying Squirrels Stadium. You guys, this development has been talked about for so long, and they finally have shovels in the ground. The larger development here is known as the Diamond District and will feature retail spaces, green areas, and mixed-use buildings. But as of September 6th, there are shovels in the ground working on phase 1 of the redevelopment, which is the Richmond Flying Squirrels Stadium. This modern 10,000-seat ballpark is set to open by 2026, and it'll offer a top-tier fan experience, including luxury suites, family-friendly areas, and stunning views of the Richmond skyline. I think one of the most exciting features is the terrace lawn seating and this outfield play area. It's going to be perfect for families and casual fans. And then for all of the craft beer lovers out there, which I know there are a ton in Richmond, there's even going to be a beer garden. I am really excited for this development. I think when the development's all said and done, it's going to be a really, really cool place to hang out. I think I've heard recently that they have 1,700 residential units going in there and 70,000 square feet of retail. So I'm excited to see what kind of businesses go in there. And then there's also talks about all of these little green kind of pocket parks that will be there. So I think bringing kids will be really fun. It's going to be pretty family friendly. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a really great addition to downtown. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the new Squirrel Stadium. Next up, we're talking about one of the biggest projects to come to Henrico County, and that's Green City. This is a $2.3 billion eco-district that's all about sustainability and innovation. This massive development is moving closer to becoming reality, so let's dive into the latest updates. Henrico's Economic Development Authority just secured an 110-acre property called Scott Farm, bringing the total potential size of Green City to nearly 220 acres. This mixed-use development is going to be huge. They have 2 million square feet of office space, 280,000 square feet of retail, and 2,400 housing units, plus so much more. The recent acquisition of Scott Farm is a key milestone for this project. They now have all of the room that they need for the residential units, as well as an 80-acre county park. One of the highlights of this project is the 17,000-seat Green City Arena. The arena will be operated by ASM Global, making it a major attraction for Henrico. So I did some research on what is 17,000 seats, like what is a comparable arena, and Virginia Beach is actually the closest thing that I found. It's 20,000 seats. And so if you're thinking about what kind of performers are you getting with a 17,000 seat arena, it's people like Dave Matthews, Chris Stapleton, Thomas Rhett, names like that. Not necessarily like a Taylor Swift who's selling out giant arenas, but I think this is going to be a big win for us. The arena is targeted for completion by the end of 2026. And Markel and Eagle has said the for sale homes could start being built in late 2025 or 2026. But the full build out of Green City is expected by 2033. With 280,000 square feet of retail and 2 hotels, Green City is more than just an eco-friendly development. It's a new destination for visitors and residents alike. I am really excited for this project. I feel like 2 million square feet of office space is kind of crazy. I mean, if you guys are watching the news, you've definitely seen how offices all across America are kind of shuttering their doors. And a lot of those buildings are being rezoned and repurposed for residential units. That seems like so many square feet, but I'm wondering if the developers are maybe looking at maybe like a Google or other tech companies to come in and be an anchor of this community. Let me know what you think about this development in the comments below. All right, last but not least, let's talk about the highly anticipated Riverfront Amphitheater. The project officially broke ground in January, and we're expecting it to be fully complete by summer 2025. This amphitheater will be located between Tredegar and Browns Island, and the amphitheater's design takes full advantage of the scenic waterfront. The venue is expected to seat around 7,500 people and is going to offer an amazing view of the city skyline and the river. I think this is going to be a really great addition to Richmond. I am curious if events like Friday Cheers are going to move from Browns Island over to the amphitheater. And then my other question would be around parking. I've not heard anybody mention anything about parking, but if you've been to Friday Cheers, you know how challenging parking can be. So to imagine them running 2 events at the same time, like a Friday Cheers and a concert at the amphitheater, would be really unimaginable. Not to mention, just if you want to use Belle Isle, that's where the parking lot is for that access also. I do feel like that's a problem to solve for sure. All right, I hope you guys learned something about Richmond. I know I did. I absolutely love making these videos and learning all about what's coming up in and around Richmond. And if you guys are looking to buy or sell real estate anywhere in Richmond or the surrounding areas, my team and I would love to be a real estate resource of choice. We have a ton of 5-star reviews on Google, and we've helped thousands of families sell and buy real estate all around Richmond. So when the time comes, use the contact details below. And as always, thanks for watching.